Hana boy namona. Motu Gadodia de kenai ita is a Kerama town do ita itaya. Kerama be Gulf province in a town badana, Gulf Papua and a harbor maragina, South Central Papua New Guinea lalonai. Yabe Kerama Bay lalonai ya helai, vai lala bona laka kamusina vai uduna de kenai. Kerama be Gulf in a town badana, potmos be kahanai, to marere momo ia hekara lasi badina ia be gabu maragina, bona gau ibona be gabu tamuna de kena ia heabi. Inai towni lalna bestoa to momo lasi, club ta, hotel bona hotel bamodia rumadia to maragide ide boy lodge. Une be dubu bona hanwa taude ese de hea ulaya. Government ide office, business office, post office bona noho rumadia. Gadara gabu bada herena bedo irea lasi towni huana bona unusene gadara bona hebo ibo na ye heabi. Minute gwauta toi rakana do oiabi ya uafu amo o mai towni lalonai. Unai uafu gabuna be PMV ide abia, Port Moresby ide lao o ide gira mai gabuna, bona hanua tata ide dingi abia gabuna. Plane abia gabuna danu ia noho, bona plane danu dina ibona ia roho Port Moresby amu ia lao Kerema. Gawamani bona private school ide noho, unai be dubu bona gawamani sidi hahea ua. Huanai be area marketi unai be muale gabuna barina ani be namo, davara ani dia bona buatau une be itadiba Kerema de kenai be ia honu. Inai nega be Kerema be asie de banka barina 2008 lalonai henau tau dia ese moni de henawa. Bena unai ese tauni dala dikana de kenai ia atoa. Ia be gabu maragina bona gau momo doia davaria o itaya lasi, rege momo ia vara lasi bona tau dia danu maino tauni manimadia. Bona edia ura gaukara idia karaya. Province bonai bamona government be tauni manima edia ura ia itaya. Lau ese hora namuna ta lau abia wa the Deputy Provincial Administrator lau nanadaya ia ena gaukara barana be dahaka bona inai bamona ia herewa.
My prime responsibility basically is to ensure that goods and government goods and services reach the village people or the rural people. And I try to make sure that the deteriorating state of the districts, like the buildings, the wharfs and jetties, the airstrips, high schools, community schools, services that's supposed to reach the local people, and economic activities, people who are actually affected and impacted by the major resource developments taking place, like the LNG project, the forestry, fishing projects. These are the major business activities happening here. So my principal role is basically to ensure that services reach districts and ensure that the staff employed to man the districts are actually working in the districts. Their welfare are taken care of, they're happy where they are, and if they are not working, it's also my responsibility to go and check them. Now, apart from that, after checking on that, it's also my responsibility to also advocate that at the national level in many of the conferences I attend. One classical example is the National Economic Fiscal Commission, which plays a very important role in ensuring that sufficient or adequate funds are made available to the provinces, and that these funds are tied to functions like the education, health, village courts, primary production, transport infrastructure. Now, part of my responsibility also is to check what is on the ground, report to the NEFC, and advocate for more funding to come to the province. So basically, in a nutshell, that's basically what I do in terms of my responsibilities.
Moni tatana ia herawa neganai, lau ese lau nana daya, gawamani barana be moni be hora umigwaure de kena idehenia o lasi. Ia be inai bamona ia herawa.
the local level governments says that the provincial government is not releasing funds to the LOGs on time. Now, my problem with the local level government is that many of the local level government financial returns are not submitted to us on time. Now, we need to account for these funds. Likewise, that would be the defense, or that would be the reason that the Department of Finance and Treasury would also give. So if you submit your financial returns on a timely manner, we'll release the warrants. For the last 3 years, Gulf Province has been enjoying in a sense that funds are released not too late, not too early.
Gulf Province lalonai dawara be edia dala hanua momo dekenai bona dawana be bada herea. Mr. Laipa ese heduru ena lao dalana hanua tata dekena ia herevalaya.
You have a problem with cost of service. Okay, let's say you're trying to provide a service which is education. The education is free. The second problem you have is the cost of delivering that service to a locality. I'll give you a very classical example. In Gulf Province, specifically in Ihu, where I come from, you don't have any airstrip, you don't have a wharf services, wharfs and jetties. To get a boat into Ihu, you will have to charter the vessel for 140,000 kina per hire, per charter. And on top of that, if the boat sits there for 3 or 4 days or a week, you have to pay for the hours or days it beds out there. So suppose if the provincial government allocates 200,000 kina to maintain Ihu High School, all of that 140,000 or 200,000 kina is taken up just to get the materials from Port Moresby, load them in the ship, and transport them to Ihu. Now the second question is, where are you going to get the money? Which money are you going to use to buy the materials? And then you have to pay for the labor cost.
Ita lao laga hani kwadong na itabe bona itagira lo neganai sirai momo do itaya o lao la skabuta. Ina be Motu Gadodia o ita noho bona tanikiu aidan o noho. Bema oi loa loa ina town maraina lalonai, store haida do o ita here yerena ina store, be rea na store barana tamona, bona store toi bamuna be maragi de Kerema town lalonai. Business momo be dika ide dawaride barina banka idia makohia totona. Unai nega mo business momo idia hekou, bada idia laugabu haida. Idia noho business rumade be idia hekwara hito, ita tanikiu henidia badina idia as a community idia durua noho. Business tauna tai herawa henia, Mr. Alex Hearo, bona inai bamuna tauni manima as a Kerema tauni, ena be maragi to haire ia henia, hari ita noho. Ita lau ita ya, edena bamuna ena business ia hematama.
I'm Alex Hearo. I'm about 49 years old, and I was a teacher for 13 years, teaching around Papua New Guinea, and I thought I had enough service provided for what the state has sent me to the college to train and get me to teach in the country. So after that, I seen whatever little bit of business my dad was doing, and I got so motivated. After saving 13 years, when I looked at it, I said, it's an encouragement for me to not to just work for what the government can give me. Instead, I become self-employed, and then start up my own small business that has started from very small, and then now has been getting better and better every time we go in. So when we started, the business was very, very small, from a trade store back in a village, and then I went into acquiring some PME trucks through the help of the Rural Development Bank. And then I got on to place in one to run the route in Port Moresby, the 600 routes that operate Port Moresby and the Gulf. And then when I assessed that running a PME would be very costly, because I had these 3 vehicles written off into accidents. So I decided to get into a little bit of real estate and retail of grocery and contract stuff. That's how I got through. From there, I established in Kerama. From a very from doing a renovation contract around the town for some time, and then I saw that there was a need in setting up a small taka shop. So from the taka shop, I started, and then after a few months, I was one of the first to acquire liquor license to sell liquor in the town. I moved here, and then I started looking at ways to run shop and also start off with a bit of tourism and hospitality and that stuff. When I saw that there was a lot of need in opening up a guest house or lodge and all that, so I decided to build one here, which now you can see with the shop, and then the 8 rooms, the first one. That after that, then I needed to expand, and then I had to ask for extension.
Lau nana daya ia be mai na sisiba hereva na tauni mani ma ediai bona unai be dahaka.
I get up with a lot of people. I meet a lot of people through this lodge business. A lot of people come book in here and they bunk in here and they tell me, they said, oh, this so and so, and I always explain to them, you know, you might be wasting your time. The moment you are in work, you got to do a lot of savings, and you have to get on with something that you can employ yourself. That's your fallback. If the business becomes yours, then you'll be lucky. Because I was reading a newspaper and I saw somebody who wrote about the economy, the power of money and what the money can do to you. I always explain that situation. I said, you don't become the boss of money. Let money be, you become the boss of money, not money be your boss. And then you see that a lot of people, they invest their own hard-earned money. At the end of the day, they're relaxing, reading books, going to play golf and all that, while their business and what they invest is employees and whoever is making money for them.
BSP Banka be 2008 lalo nai henao taudi ese ide makohia bona moni bada here ide henao bona una ese business momo ya koa.
For that 2 years when I bought bought this place and I moved on. Within that 2 to 3 years, I was the largest distributor here, and I was making huge compared to any other shops here. Even I was running the bank here, and then I was running the post office here in Kerama. When the bank runs out of money, they come to me and they say, we don't have money to run a bank. Can you give us 30 or 40,000 now? And I'll give them the money to run it. And then they'll credit that into my account. Even the post office too. When they had no money to pay Salimoli Quick from other places, they come to me and they said, now listen, we want that. You give us 7 or 8,000 now. And I give them the money. They'll credit into my account. So I was controlling this place some years ago. And then when 2009, 2008, when the robbery took place, then I went on my knees and then I nearly closed up. But the good decision I did was I had to set up a guest house and then the shop. So they balance. When I'm on one side off, the other one pulls me back.
Sivarai na muherea bona ia na herewa mo lawitaya bema oyura oi business tawo hahine ina be au kalasi. Business marina de kena oi hematama bona oi he kwarai mai lalo mo idoinai. Ita laulaga hani kwado ina itabia neka sisina do ita hedavari lau. Oi be Motu Gadodia o ita noho bona tanikiu aida no oi noho. Ina i noho bo lalo na ita is a Vision 2020 e na anina do ita kamonai.
We have a very, very ambitious vision. We'll call it Vision 2020. We're promoting that because one of the basic problems we find with Gulf province is that we build so many provinces in Papua New Guinea. We can't do it for ourselves in Gulf province. And one of the drives in Vision 2020 is to encourage ourselves as Gulf citizens and have a different mindset. Instead of thinking about negativities, we look at positivities. And that's what we are looking for, and that's what we are doing. Although people say that Kerama, you cannot do anything. Kerama people are not very good. You won't have bank. In fact, we don't have bank as well. No bank, no proper airstrips, no proper communication network. We say in Kerama, we say this, never say die. You see, that's a challenge to us. And we work very hard towards that. And Vision 2020 is a roadmap for us. Every day, those of us at the executive level, we are reminding our workers, we are reminding our village people, we are reminding our stakeholders to take ownership of the Vision 2020 and look forward and try and work on it. It's an ambitious vision. We may not get everything as we want, but at least we change the face of our districts. At least we have government authority felt in the districts, and maybe the people will say, yeah, we have a government.
Vaira wiki ita is a Kerama ena sikuli gorere bonadala sivaraina do ita itaya. Bema mai e mulalo hada in a program de kenai oi sia mai ai de kenai. I am my address behari oi mu screen de kenai ia hedina rai. Tanikiu aida no oinoho bona laura itanoho bolou ba mauta.